Okay, we've all seen this guy. This is Khabylame, or Khabylame. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He does these funny little TikToks where he shows you how much of an idiot everyone is. It's great, simple, lighthearted humor. When I saw this guy for the first time, I thought he was pretty funny, so I went to go check out his profile. I was like, he's probably pretty big, like 500K or maybe even 1 million or something. Oh. Well, that's like a lot. That's like almost the most. So, like anyone who's envious of fame and wants to know the reason behind it, I wanted to know exactly why this was happening. How did this guy get 80 million followers? Literally the number 3 spot on the TikTok app in just over a year. Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how he did it, as well as why I think he can use his skills to become the #1 TikToker in the world. And to my surprise, there was way more to this than meets the eye. First of all, this guy is like a mystery. He makes these videos and then pretty much dips. So I wanted to know who he actually is. So here's what I found. Khabylame is a guy who was born in West Africa but quickly moved to Italy at the age of 1. He lived in a lower income area, and he says that this area allowed him to form the basis of his personality, comedy, and attributes that would of course benefit him later in life. Okay, so fast forwarding all the way to 2020, Khabylame found himself bored in the wake of the... And to keep himself entertained, he looked to TikTok. Yep. He opened his TikTok account in March of 2020 at the time of this video, about 1.5 years ago, and now he has 80 million followers. I could only assume that he was pulling some kind of strings. Something must have been up. Within a year, he knocked down everyone in his path, except of course for the 2 unstoppable beasts. Well, I figured out how he did it, and I'm here to tell you that this guy is a genius. Whether he planned it or not, Khabylame is making the perfect content, and it all has to do with one word: accessibility. What do I mean by this? Well, the definition of accessibility is the quality of being able to be reached or entered, the quality of being easy to obtain or used, or the quality of being easily understood or appreciated. Khaby's shtick, of course, is to not talk. And as simple as that sounds, this one simple element has made him so incredibly powerful. At the beginning of his TikTok career, Khaby made your run-of-the-mill basic TikTok skits where he would act out a scenario and write little captions that went along with what he was doing. But obviously, living in Italy, his videos were in, Italian. And in doing this, he effectively limited his viewership to, well, people that speak Italian, which according to my research is this many. So you may think you're safe if you speak English. I mean, English is the most popular language in the world, but you're still really limiting yourself. Only about 30% of the earth actually speaks English. That's about 2.3 billion. Still, of course, a huge number, but these 2 numbers are actually not even the best estimate to who exactly your videos are accessible to. Because, well, these people have to watch TikTok in order to watch TikTok, right? Well, there's about 2 billion downloads, but only about 700 million active monthly users, so that takes your accessible numbers down even more. If your content relies on being an English, Chinese, Spanish, or Italian speaker, really any other language for that matter, you instantly cut out millions and millions of potential viewers to your video. But going back to Khabylame, his content relies on human emotion and common sense. It can be watched and most likely understood by any person, as the topic of using common sense is a pretty universal thing that relies on life experience that pretty much anyone in the world can relate to. A kid has probably been told to use common sense by their parents, so they'll get why this is funny. And even an elderly person using TikTok will probably get it too, because they'll think that these life hacks are too complicated anyways. There's really no other prior knowledge needed to get these TikToks. They don't rely on some niche joke, and most of all, he doesn't talk, which pretty much opens him back up to the entire TikTok user base, unlike anyone else on the platform. To sum it all up, I think there's one person who knows this more than anything. One person who gets tens of millions of views per video because of a simple and accessible format, and that person is Dhar Mann. Dhar Mann! In Cody Ho's video where he makes a production alongside Dhar Mann shares some insight into the craft in order to help Cody enhance his script.
Your audience, you know who your audience is. My audience is universal. So not everybody speaks English as their first language. Keep that in mind. And there's a big deaf audience. So we try to have things that are very visually compelling, not just rely on dialogue. and a lot of kids watch it.
Now, Dhar Mann is on Facebook with a worldwide Facebook audience, but this mentality is also sure to work with TikTok. The optimal TikTok is said to be 16 seconds long, so the optimal idea to accompany it should be quick, simple, and extremely easy to understand. This mentality is why I think Khabylame will eventually overtake Charli D'Amelio. Why? Well, I think Charli D'Amelio is big for a lot of the same reasons as Khaby. She offers content that works worldwide because she just dances. She doesn't talk. Everyone can understand it and reach it. But here's the thing. Even though she doesn't talk, she definitely won't catch the interest of as many people as Khaby. Dancing isn't universal. Okay, I'm not saying that there are cultures or societies out there that don't dance, but what I'm saying is that it's not like everyone in the world truly finds dancing interesting. Some people just don't like to dance. But laughing is something we all do. I mean, unless you're like a miserable human being or something, everyone is looking for a good laugh. Now, comedy is of course subjective. Some jokes may rely on a reference to an experience that not all people may share. Other jokes may rely on the properties and pronunciations of language in order to work and be funny. So it's impossible to tell a joke that everyone will get, right? Well, almost. Khabylame figured out how to tell a joke that almost anyone in the world can understand. Like I said, joy is something we want, right? And expressions are something that we just have hardwired into our brain no matter what language we speak. Like I said a million times already, Khabylame does not talk in his videos. He makes one expression. And the human brain is so good at understanding expressions. When you're across the country surrounded by people who speak a different language than you, it's not like human expressions go out the window. You don't need a dictionary to realize, oh, well, their eyebrows are pointed inwards and the corners of their mouth are down and their eyes are staring at me in a piercing way. You just say, oh, he's mad. So without words, without saying anything, I'm sure almost anyone in the world can write more than 100 words about what this face means. The extremely simple premise of each video, as well as the laugh that one can get out of it, provides the viewer with a worthwhile watch that they are likely going to want more of. It's a pretty simple formula. I didn't even know where Khaby was from before deciding to make this video. I didn't know what his voice even sounded like, but it doesn't matter. I wouldn't have made this video if I didn't understand the point he was trying to make in his TikToks. I only speak English. If I came across one of his older TikToks that was all in Italian, I'd probably just be like, oh, what? Why does the TikTok algorithm think I'm in Italy? And then proceed to scroll right past it, and this video wouldn't exist. Look, as simple as it sounds, there's some extremely deep psychological stuff going on here. Our human brains that have evolved over millions of years are probably using some of our primal instincts in order to understand and relate to this content. Our innate desire to seek the easy way out on any task has resulted in the creation of every single technological feat that we know of. It takes too long to walk 100 miles, let's make a car. Ugh, these pigeon letters are unreliable. Let's make a telephone. Why am I writing everything and doing math by hand, on paper? Let's make a computer. The life hack was originally designed to make things easier, right? Yeah, just put your trash bag in like this. It's so much easier than trying to do it the normal way. But then they turned into these wacky art projects and did the exact opposite of what they were intended to do. And through all of this, from the beginning of time to the present, Khabylame stands at the center to balance the entire universe. Anyways, thanks for watching.